WIIFTB PM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Key,
TD, aka Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one.
Got a couple of them.
Got two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh Lord, he's did it before. Oh Lord,
I got one. Better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh Lord, he turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
number
ahead.
4.
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you. One of them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke me up.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
Oh my God.
And the number 1 reason.
Number 1. Final answer.
He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a testimony.
So glad that the Lord keeps on blessing. Y'all, I must say, every day He's making a way. Ooh, keep on blessing me. Blessed in the city, blessed in the field, even when you come and go. I'm so glad that the Lord keeps on blessing me. Y'all, I must say, in spite of, He just keep on. Yeah, keep on blessing me. Oh, keep on blessing me. Blessing me. Blessing me. In spite of me, He keeps on blessing me. Blessing me. I don't deserve it. He keeps on blessing me. Blessing me. All the time, He keeps on blessing me. Blessing me. Lord, we need you. Lord, we need you. Lord, we need you. Can't make it unless you. We need you to stop it. Come on and stop it. Do it every day, every hour. Come on and do it. Do it for us now. Somebody in a hospital. Somebody down. Don't feel too well, but bless us now in the name of Jesus. Oh, please keep on blessing. That's what Grandmama said. Please, Lord, please, yeah. Oh, please, yeah. Keep on blessing. Keep on blessing me while I'm driving the car, while I'm sweeping the floor, while I'm cooking dinner, taking the kids to school, walking down the street, walking through blessing me. In the name of Jesus, thou son of David, keep on blessing me. Have mercy, oh God. Please don't ever stop. Please don't ever stop. When I'm disobedient, please don't ever stop. When I go against your will, please don't ever stop. When I turn away side, please don't ever stop. Oh, please, Lord, please, Lord, please, please don't ever stop. Please don't ever stop. Please don't ever stop. Not just for me, but don't stop. Don't stop blessing my family. Don't stop blessing my friends. Even bless my enemies.
Yo, who said devotion had to be said? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, and I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. God's going to turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
When you hear that, when you hear that, you know what time it is.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning, Kay.
Oh, please.
Don't leave me now. Please, don't leave me now. That's how the preacher said.
From glory to Gethsemane, God to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, to God to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, to God to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, to God.
Good morning, J-Lo.
Just figured this out. I can just send it and share it right here. Pop, pop, pop. Look at God.
You just find that they
Hey,
gave y'all
good
the little
morning,
iPhone-ism when they
Diana.
connected the sources. You know what I'm saying?
Good morning,
Gave y'all
Mike
some
Bird.
iPhone privileges. See, Android don't even know that. He's surprised. That sin after show. God bless you and your Android TV.
I missed you too. Oh, she remembered my birthday. Thanks, Diane.
Yeah, happy birthday. We missed that. The anchor was not present. Happy birthday, anchor.
Thank you. Thank
I sent
you.
the picture of a wheelchair.
Oh, Lord.
Family. You see how family does you?
A wheelchair.
Yes. Him and my brother were cutting up. Hey,
Yeah.
good morning, Cherie. Good morning, Margaret.
Hey, Margaret. That's my teammate.
Hey, teammate.
Hey, teammate.
Really?
Did y'all hear that?
Yes.
My bad.
Oh my God. God.
Boy.
Man, where's the crew at? I need some help with this foolishness we got going this morning.
Where'd that come from?
Man.
You
Hey, it was getting good.
and
I better stop drinking.
I don't even want to try to mimic
do
that
that,
on
though.
there.
Everybody like,
Yes.
where is that at?
Yes. And he right here.
Did y'all hear that? It's impossible that we could not.
Hey,
Right.
I'm like, whoa.
y'all should have seen y'all face.
You should have heard it. Good morning, Kinada. Hey, Aunt Niecy.
What up, mama?
Come get your son. You forgot we were on the air.
Man,
Yes, you did.
I promise you I did. I'm getting it.
Gosh.
Lord, I'm tired.
Yeah. It's that type of day.
Gloomy.
You know?
In between. We going into an in between season.
Yeah. Well, technically speaking, we are into fall, autumn. But it's still gonna be warm, like for the next. When I look, like at least for another week or more, like in the 70s and the 80s.
75 now.
Yeah. Well, you're tuned into Church Chicago's Power Hour right here on What's in It for the Black People Media. I'm Angie Mims, and he is
Pastor Keys.
And he is
Mr. Daniels.
And we are here to always encourage you and to uplift you and hopefully even provide you with some comic relief as we clearly experienced moments ago.
I'm sorry.
Well,
my apologies.
Oh, Keenada says, good morning. How are y'all? Hey, Pastor Key.
Hey.
Well, I'm feeling okay despite the gloomy weather. It is predicted that we will have morning thunderstorms this morning and perhaps throughout the day, as well as on tomorrow. And so we're hoping that, you've got your umbrellas and whatever needed items to keep you dry as you go about your day. How y'all feeling, though?
Good.
You feeling good? Reverend?
I'm good.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
You all had an amazing topic last week.
It went down.
I'm so proud of you all.
It was everybody.
Yeah, DJ, he had his chiming in.
Yeah, it was.
And then you all were ping pong and good thoughts and stuff.
Well, thank you, Angie. We try.
I was really.
You taught us well.
I was really proud. No, seriously, I'm for real. Like it was mentally stimulating.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So I like that.
That's what's up.
We had another. I think I did it this week.
What?
We what's Sunlight District? Yeah. Is that the Sunlight District man met?
Really?
And, we had a community meeting on violence and stuff.
So the Sunlight District moderator is that still Pastor Derry Jones?
Oh man.
It was at Pastor Miller's church.
I need a whooping for that because I should know that answer.
But it was good.
It was good.
Sunlight District definitely has always been a beacon.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, the police. Actually, Elba came and spoke.
That's really good. Job, yeah. So representation from the Chicago Police Department and
it was a professor from Northwestern. I can't remember his name, but he spoke, and it was just good to see a bunch of men come out and talk.
Absolutely. That's kind of what you all said on last Sunday, being able to have men come out to see what could possibly be done.
I just wish it was more younger men. It was a bunch of the older guys for wisdom, but we need some young guys to come in and try to make a difference around here.
What type of solutions did you all come up with?
Oh, everybody was sitting there scratching their head. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Yeah, but one of the main things that we do have to do, we got to listen.
Listen, and that's I was finna hit that because that's what they say. Have to listen.
Yes, I did, Keenan. I did just have a birthday this past Thursday, September 30th. I think that's really good that it got you to critically think. And I think last Sunday, your approach was so open, like, tell us what we need to do, which I thought was really key. And then you all talked about how even your own children will periodically say, you're not listening to me. But I think that's really good, and this is why we're going to be talking today about not only that perhaps, but steering off into do you think that black people can be racist? And you had another topic, which was what?
Mental illness in our community.
Yes. And so we're going to be bridging these two topics together and somehow trying to figure out where we are as a community, where we are as a people, and what can we do in our own homes and in our own communities to make some type of impact. But I do think the reason why I chose the subject, can black people be racist, is because have you ever just needed some time alone? Not that you're mad at anybody or anything like that. You just need some time alone to decompress, to think, to unwind.
All the time. That's that Libra in us. Like, seriously, I shut down. It's not a knock on anyone. It's just that's what works best for me.
Yes, works for us.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, and that's where I was on yesterday.
Do y'all think that's just a Libra thing?
I mean,
No.
it could be. I mean, I shut down.
Y'all
Church.
birthday in October, September. So do y'all really?
Well, you might
Y'all
go.
gonna sit
Some
here
people
and
like to
act
talk.
It's a Libra thing.
It's a Libra thing, Doc.
Watching y'all like
You coming, Doc? You coming? Scorpio's coming.
It's a Libra thing.
Yes,
No,
Kenyatta,
but that's
yes.
sometimes it's the best execution you could ever make. It's just back up. Sometimes it's the greatest move. It's the greatest end of the game play.
And you have to do it.
The
son.
Hail Mary, just back up.
Yep.
And it'll bless you.
And it did, because when I was at that pivotal point, I went and spent some time with a friend really quickly, and I used them to keep me sharp. And I wanted to go and think and just be quiet. And I can be a total social butterfly, but like you said, it's something within us. You know, I'll be like, okay, I need to draw back. And so I went to dinner. I took myself to dinner, and I was sitting at the bar at Texas Roadhouse, and before I sat down, I should have surveyed where I was sitting. So there was a white man here and a white man here and a white man here, and the spacing was very, it was good spaced seating. And long story short, I looked at these three gentlemen, and they all looked like veteran KKK members. And so luckily I had something on me just in case. I just didn't feel safe, but I wasn't moving. And I mentioned it because I immediately went back to when my brother and I were thrown and experienced police brutality. We were thrown to the ground. My face was seared from the cement and stuff like that. And so all these things started coming back to my head. And I began to think, like, here we go with some racist white cops. I can't stand them, blah, blah. I had immediately gone there just off of how they looked. I hadn't actually talked to them. Not long afterwards, a white couple came over and they positioned themselves right next to me. And I was thinking to myself, now, out of all the seats here at the bar, why can't you go and find somewhere else to sit? Maybe about 20, 30 minutes later, the couple says, we enjoy sitting next to you. And I was like, what? And then he was just like, I noticed that you turned down the dessert. My wife and I ordered some. You want to share? I'm like, what? I'm like, what? He was just like, the brownie and ice cream here is amazing, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, no, they was trying to take you home.
So I immediately thought, okay, y'all some swingers.
Yeah, they trying to take you home.
Y'all some swingers.
You want some dessert? You want this dessert?
Do you want another drink?
No, because I didn't have that type of drink. I just sat at the bar because it was faster seating. So the waitress,
It is.
it is faster seating. It's faster
But
seating.
you're drunk anytime you go to the bar and sit and eat.
You think
You're
so?
alcoholic.
I'd rather go to the bar.
I would too, but you're automatically drinking when somebody sees you at the bar.
Oh, yeah, right. They will automatically assume that. But we ended up, hey, good morning, Naya. Good morning, Tiffany. The waitress ends up cutting the brownie in half, putting my portion on my plate, and then they shared theirs. And literally, we stayed there an hour shooting the breeze. Talking about the climate that we're currently living in. None of us had drinks.
I wouldn't have drunk you.
None of us had drinks.
It's something in there. It's actually enlightening. I don't know if I'm finna. I don't know what this is right here, but it's the energy that we put into what become energized to us. Angie, we all have energy. TD, you have an energy to where you can control the climate. You, in your area of life,
Absolutely.
you can control the climate
Absolutely.
with your energy,
Yes.
your vibe.
Yes.
And
Yes.
oftentimes,
Thank you, Naya.
That's the tussle.
Yeah.
Is what vibe wins. So if we can energize our vibe, your vibe took the area, regardless to what you felt.
Right.
And sometimes it's us who make the environment. You looked at three white men that looked like
veteran KKK members, and they was looking
Now
like,
you don't know them from
nowhere.
Juicy to
Right.
bubble gum.
That's right.
And in our minds, we present this platform, and sometimes that platform can be wrong,
Yep.
and you end up ending there an hour with some people that had nothing to do
But what I had
with
experienced,
what your first master
Yes.
said
Yeah.
when
Yes.
you sat there.
yes,
That's how we met Tip.
and I love
That's how,
that.
and that's,
That's how we-
That's how you
made
met
partners with
Tiffany.
Tip.
And I love that because, you know, I was wrong in
Yeah.
my mindset.
Exactly.
Now, I didn't say nothing, but immediately I'm on guard. I'm on defense. I'm already having flashbacks of what I've, experienced, me and my brother experienced, other things. And I'm already like, I feel like Rose Parks, and I ain't moving either. But it was totally not like that. I never would have expected, because I think I'm a pretty good judge of character.
But watch this. Your own kind will come in there and judge you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know why we can't get along.
She's too amazing.
I think
So that was actually a good question.
well,
So the answer, I could slide my point in right here. My answer is no, because of what we've experienced.
that we can't be racist.
Can't be racist.
But then we would have to
can say
define
no.
what racism is.
I believe that, but by your experience, sometimes it's a fear.
Mm-hmm.
That's not racist. I'm scared.
That's right.
So you can't define the actual word. We are word definition people who believe we do find a definition to what we talk about. So depending on the definition, it may not be racist.
So you don't
It's
think we
just
can be
experience.
racist because of things that happened in the past?
No, you become defensive.
So would you say,
defensive.
so I like that. I like your argument. You can in fact be defensive, but not necessarily racist.
Yeah.
So do you think that we have fallen victim to stereotypes? Because racism is rooted in hatred.
Right.
Right? But when you use the word defense, do you think that it is because of the stereotypes we've built up in our mind?
And history.
And yeah,
And history.
I can see it. Okay.
Absolutely,
I get your
Tiffany.
point.
We had to pass
I get your point.
classes. We had to pass classes on this. History tells us that certain situations you may have to go from offense to defense by the turn of your
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. But then, okay, so when do we say, now this is going to probably anger somebody, but when do we say we won't repeat history? We will move forward. And because I think the argument within the Black community is, do we continue to remember what we've gone through and allow it to keep our position as stay back?
Yeah.
Or do we say, that was back then, this is a new day?
Well, if we don't stick together, nothing's going to get accomplished anyway. So whether you look in the past or present, we have to come together as a community and actually stick together and want something out of life. You can't keep blaming everybody else. At the end, you can't. Because it happened to our ancestors don't mean it's going to happen to us. What we always say, we're a lot smarter now.
Yes.
At the end of the day, so we put this knowledge together and come up with a solution. I mean,
And try it.
yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
So you actually did the first move, I believe, in changing things. You don't move, but you change the atmosphere. You didn't move. You could have left after you feeling this way, like I'm not, but you'd have missed this whole experience.
I would have.
This couple who
I
was
would
just
have. Just
And not
just
knowing who
not-
this couple was.
No, I know,
You know what
and
I'm
I
saying?
mean, they definitely look like, they own 3 yachts somewhere.
Right.
And definitely
You never
look
know
like
who
they
you
would be
great
talking to no.
business partner.
Yeah. They didn't look like they would have been eager to talk to
Philanthropist
some
or
young
something.
black woman with braids, sitting at the bar or whatever. So, I mean, we really ended up having a good conversation. I taught him military time. He was literally going through like, okay, wait. Nobody was drunk. Nobody.
Just good conversation.
Just good, wholesome conversation. I was
best.
like, whoa. And he was telling me about the fire department. And I was just like, this is crazy. How, those three gentlemen, now they didn't look too happy about our interactions, but they.
So it is.
Yeah.
Don't move.
Yeah.
Change the energy.
But what you're saying is that we can't come together. I think that tribalism is still being taught, or colonialism, should I say, being colonized. At one point, we were raising up against our masters. And so now the white masters just like, we got to teach them how to be against themselves. Where did they start? You got good hair, you got bad hair. You light, you dark.
You
Feel nigga, house nigga. All this, and it's still carried out today. I hear people say all the time, hair just nappy. I can't stand that. I can't stand it.
I mean, the crazy thing is we do it to ourselves, and that's why we can't stick together. There's no reason I can't go to Keys and say, hey, bro, let's try this. Let's put our heads together, and let's just see, without hating and worrying about him prospering more than me.
Right.
And that's where it starts at. I mean, in the rap game, pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I'm not helping you come up. I'm scared of what you might become.
Good morning, Lanye. I mean, but see that you're taking it even deeper. We would have to unearth the fact that you got to be secure as a man, to as a person, to want to see somebody else win and or to partner with somebody. And so sometimes when we become that hateful, I remember you saying last week, you were asking the brothers who started the argument or whatever it was at the bowling alley, why are you so angry?
Why are you so angry?
Yeah. And so that sometimes we have to look at ourselves and say, are we angry? Are we being malicious? Sometimes women who have been scarred by cheating men, they think every woman is out to get their man. Sometimes it's our own way of thinking. Yeah.
There go that mental illness.
Yeah, that mental illness. Right. And so I want to see what Tiffany says. Tiffany says you become hyper aware. You can't move past trauma. You will always be aware. You have to process it to be able to not have a form of PTSD.
True.
Actually. Yes, is what I meant to say.
Excellent.
I know. I put actually and excellent together.
Say it again.
That's something he'll do. That's something he'll do.
Essentially. I'm like, what?
I put those two together.
What was those?
I was putting actually and excellent together. But I can't repeat.
Excellent. That's what you say.
Hey,
Excellent.
You gotta take a break.
Music.
Actual tea, it's time for music. Actual tea.
Yes.
Actual tea. We hope you enjoy the music.
Someone
Actual
had
tea.
something to throw.
Actual tea. You can, whatever you do for the Lord, do it the best you can. Do it the best you can. Why don't somebody? Your best is needed in the world today. People are living, dying in the worst way. So I'm calling out the humble. Will the humble stand and pray? Whatever you do for the Lord, watch God, He'll make a way. He'll come right away. You can show it today. Whatever you do, you can. Do it the best you can. Whatever you do, oh, do it best you can. Whatever you do, you do it best you can. Whatever you do, oh, do it the best you can. Do it the best you can. Why don't somebody?
In your spare time, read Philippians 4, verse 8 through 9. Paul gives us some suggestions. You can start when you get time. In my opinion, I want you to be the best you can be. We all know that it starts from your knees. So he'll give you what you need. We know prayer changes things. Whatever you do, do it the best you can. Whatever you do, oh, do it the best you can. Whatever you do the best you can. Whatever you do, oh, do it the best you can. You can. Why don't somebody, oh, do it the best you can. You have an opportunity. God has blessed us all with. Whatever your job is, whatever your task in the service is, give God all the shine. Oh, do it. When you do it, he'll bless you. While you're serving him, he'll give you strength. Yeah, do it. We want to encourage everybody under the sounds of our voice. Yeah, do it. Do it the best you can. Best you can. Look up in the heavens, say, I'm doing the best I can do with what I have. I'm doing the best I can do what I have. Got my mind to do it. I'm doing the best I can do. Got my heart in it. Got my soul involved. I'm doing the best I can do. What I have. I'm doing the best I can do. I'm doing the best I can do. What I have. This joy I have. World didn't give it to me. I'm not comparing it to yours. My bad. Come on, do it the best you can. A little become much.
Come on.
Oh, a little become much. It's what I have. It's what I have.
Good morning, Miss Yolanda.
Oh, stay in the race.
Say it, Reverend.
Do it the best you can.
Yes.
God will. He'll show up. Not only show up, but he will show out. So do it the best you can.
My God. Hiya! My God, today.
Church.
Yes.
Do it.
Boy, you got some hearts for that one.
Yeah, do it.
Yes. My
You
God.
got some hearts
All right, now
for
don't
that.
do that. Now don't. Because
do
it
it
don't
the
take
best
much
you
for
can.
me.
Hey,
It
first
don't
Sunday
take
of
much
a
for
new
me.
month, it's
Man.
already tingling. It's like
Okay, now.
a new month make you tingle.
Because I
do it
got
the
a
best you
testimony.
can.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You done tried doing it the best you can.
Man.
That
Listen.
thing will work.
You're tuned into Church Chicago's Power Hour right here on What's In It for the Black People Media. I'm Angie Mims, and he
Pastor
is.
Keys.
And he
Sister
is.
Daniels.
And we have been chopping it up, asking the pivotal question, can black people be racist? I got the opportunity to share something that happened to me actually on last night. And I just wanted to read some of the comments because they've been coming in, and I wanted to certainly acknowledge them. Tiffany says, I said that wrong. You can move past it, but you can't until you process it. We don't just move past the trauma we endure. If not processed, it turns to PTSD, which causes us to feel the way that you did when you sat there. Absolutely. Yeah, Mike Burry says, Kwanzaa up. Thank you so much. Lanye says, good morning. Naya says, we have to address our issues and stop sweeping them under the rug. Absolutely. Tiffany says, facts, Naya, we are not, and that even goes to women who have been hurt. Yes, that's exactly what I was saying. They can't move past men cheating because they have not processed it. And I agree. Sometimes we could actually be gaining a positive sisterhood, but because of insecurities or uncontrolled insecurities and maliciousness, it can't manifest.
We ain't talking about this stuff no more.
Yeah, Tim, what you on? You trying to change our show or something? We don't even say cheating no more. We say infidelity.
Infidelity.
We don't be saying cheating on here.
Them Asians, I keep telling you. Talking about them Asians because black men don't cheat.
Wow. What do they do then, sweetheart?
No, hey, DJ, don't answer that. No, hey, DJ, don't answer, DJ.
What
DJ, don't answer.
We do it the best we can.
Whatever you do.
Sing it for him.
Do it the best you can. I'm changing keys and everything. Whatever you do. Do it the best you can.
Y'all doing it a little too well. Period. Let me see. Milton says, if you take 400 years away from any race, they will be lost. But we as a people are trying to find our way through, and all the hatred that I've been shown to us as a people. Yeah, because racism is still alive and well and is still kicking. So, I mean, it's definitely been an experience. Miss Yolanda said, DJ answer. Yeah! Thank you, Miss Yolanda.
That's why I started laughing.
Thank you, Miss Yolanda.
He answered. He said, do it the best you can.
Do it the best you can.
No.
He answered it.
No.
Oh.
No.
He answered it.
No. So when you say that black people can be racist towards each other, that's a strong statement. Cherie says, here we go. It's a strong statement because I do feel that way. Do you think that we still kind of cave into those stereotypes, good hair versus bad hair, nappy hair, light skin is better than dark skin?
You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
You don't think we can beat
join
it?
But you can't beat it.
I think it's a lack of knowledge.
Yeah, we perish for a lack of knowledge.
Choice and chance.
I like.
Choice and chance. I saw a gentleman. I forgot he was on the show. He said 2 things we have daily: a chance and a choice. So what we do now, moving forward, it have to be precious to us. It have to be precious because at the end of the day, if we don't take care of our chance and our choice, then all hell gates are open.
I like that church.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Kay says black people cannot be racist. Privilege is ready real. A person with privilege would not trade places with someone that doesn't have it. A perfect example is the many court battles to control power.
Oh yeah,
that's tough.
That's good.
Absolutely.
That's tough.
Privilege is ready real.
And I mean, that's true now because I don't think those white people who are very much so privileged, they have a sense of entitlement, whereas we're used to trauma, to be honest.
Right.
You know, we live with it daily. And so that's why the culture disconnect is so vast because they can't understand, like, what are you talking about? You know, and we're like, no, every day, especially for black men. Whew.
I was talking about this with somebody, and I asked, we were at the cigar shop talking about this. Why is Chicago so divided?
We're one of the most segregated cities in the United States.
You go to New York, you go to Arizona, you go to Texas. Everybody live together. But Chicago,
You got your white neighborhoods and your
Yeah.
black neighborhoods.
And that's bad. It's terrible.
Well,
they migrated. They migrated to the areas of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And Chicago has always been lights.
Okay. You talking about Chicago, gravitating other
Just
states.
gravitating, yeah,
I mean, other
because
states.
Chicago
Okay.
people came from somewhere else. Everybody, we were born, but back, they wasn't from. They from
down
from the
south.
south.
Yeah, but
Or
they
wherever
zone
they
it.
came
They zone things this way, and we don't know this.
But
You know,
it's
so-
a blue collar town, and it's a whole nother level when you say Chicago. So it's
Yeah.
got to be that way.
They zone this stuff on purpose this way,
Yeah.
man.
You check out the map of the city, you'll be like, wow.
Yeah. Well, we're known to be one of the most segregated cities in the United States because of a great migration that did take place back in the day.
All nationalities.
Yeah. Even when I was in Florida the other day, such a diverse group, melting pot. And when you say living all together, like literally, like people far darker than you, speaking Spanish.
I think
or-
it would change some things. If you came
Absolutely.
outside as a young man and you have a Caucasian neighbor and you see him out there shoveling the snow, cutting grass, you might, hey, I'm gonna do mine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got neighbors and it's just weeds everywhere, people just go about their day. Yeah, they day like.
But I do think it's by design and strategy because, think about it. We already know that most white people will not trade places with black people.
That
And
lady
so
asked that
to be able to willingly give up all that power, that lifestyle, that money, that influence, I'll pass. It's much easier for us to stay right here. And you just have to deal with the remnants of racism.
It'll be here.
It'll be here.
But the crazy thing is, I have friends that are white that treat me better than my own.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. So my closest friends are from different cultures.
most definitely.
Yeah. But it goes back to what you were trying to unpack earlier. We don't know how to stick together. Mm-hmm. I see it all the time in the educational system where, blacks have attained to a certain level and now they're looking down at the kids that we serve. It's easy to blame the kids. I blame the adults. What are the children seeing you do that makes them think that this is okay?
What have you said?
Right.
Yeah.
What have you said? What have you done to actually think that this is okay? Or for your children to say that this is okay. Now, they may take it a step further when they get out in the streets, but I blame the adults.
Though, Angie. They have so many influences out here. Too many. You have to war with their peers. You have to war with social media. You know what I'm saying? You got to war with them themselves because they think they know something. So it's a battle you're going to constantly go through.
I blame the adults only because I see it on the daily and I see what our adults are doing. And even like I said last night before I went to the restaurant, a young lady talking to a very well-groomed lady and daughter. They together. I would have never thought that this young lady would have been talking to her daughter the way that she did. Bring your stupid A in here. Come on. Now, the girl that I saw. The girl hadn't done anything. Why are you talking to her like that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
In a public setting.
In a public, and she didn't have a bonnet on. She didn't look, unkempt. She was a very well-dressed, pretty lady with her daughter, just cussing and fussing the whole time. The girl ain't saying nothing. Couldn't have been no more than 11 or 12. So why is this a norm? We can't always blame the children.
No.
Well,
It's mental. It's mental.
yeah.
You have. What's the percentage of mental, or possibly studies? I had to look at it. I won't give an answer because I could be really, really wrong. But what's the percentage of things actually being mental in anything?
So last week I did a study just off my own mental health disorder and stress disorder. And it is saying currently within the United States, 73% are affected mentally in some capacity due to stress. and in turn end up in some type of psych
And
ward.
don't know
3
it.
out of 4.
And don't know it.
That's 3
And
out
don't
of
know
4
it.
now.
Yeah.
That's 3 out of 4 people. Every 4 people, 3 of them have a mental problem.
Could be
That's
Miss
what's
Yolanda.
wrong. That's what's wrong. A great point. One of the points is mental. There's no outlet.
And so when you say it's no outlet, what would that look like?
All right. For example, and this not shoot no. It's not advertised like what we've started. Mental health is kind of big. Before I got to True Love, mental health was one of their goals and dreams. And things that they would like to get into. So I joined in. Like that's a great area to
It is.
be a part of. A mental health kind of vibe to where you can listen.
Yes.
Some people just want to
Won't
be
listen.
heard, and you will change their life by it. It'll get out. All of it'll get out. Just yeah. And your question
In a non-judgmental way.
free zone. Free zone. I go in Planet Fitness, and the first thing I see on the wall is no critics. That's like. You feel good going there more like nobody look. Now they looking like that weak Mars. They lazy. They going slow. Look how slow they exercising.
Yeah.
So it's 3 out of 4. If the studies say 3 out of 4, that means we'll be 2 of us. If it was 4 of us, at least 2 of us will have some mental issues going on.
And I believe that. I mean,
we feel like we good.
right, because we're used to the trauma. We know how
It's
to
the
quote
build.
unquote
It's the
cope
build
with
up.
it.
It's
So
the
do
build
you
know
up.
what I'm
think?
saying?
So do you think that State Trooper? What was his mindset then?
Overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. He was only 35 years old, Terrence.
Yeah.
He was only 35 years old, and he was overwhelmed. We get over. Man, listen.
That's all I'm saying.
telling you.
The mental.
When I said don't start, I meant that because sometimes we can go through so much. You will have something that resembles some sort of a breakdown. And with us, if you ain't got good health care or some type of strong support system, that can be very dangerous. I mean, and I just feel like when you talk about, why are we against one another? We're angry. We have unprocessed trauma, like Tiffany alluded to earlier. And we also are very hurt. And I do feel like there is a spirit over Chicago. And we can't continue to fight spiritual problems with carnal solutions. So without mental health resources and without the appropriation of spiritual practices being in place, we're going to really be challenged with maintaining our sanity.
Oh yeah, because you're being challenged from all angles. Now it's like it's no air unless you just put your phone down. In your bed is probably the most safest place in your life right now. And not to say they can't bust a window or whatever.
Yeah.
Your bed, your home is the safest place you could be.
You're not even safe at home now. No. So it's ridiculous.
But it's the address that you live. That's the last place you're going to go. When it's all said and done, you going home, my boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going home, my boy. Yeah. So home, build from home, and then let it go out.
But you could still be in your home and be really just
chilling.
No, you ain't wrapped tight in the head.
That's why you have to work. It's got to start from the house. You can't go to sleep, struggles, trouble, no sleep.
I've learned
and
this.
And then go out here.
You have to have someone you can talk to. If it's just that one person, like, hey, man, look. And it has to be somebody to tell you the truth. It can't be one of them old, whatever you say. I don't want to hear all that. But you have to have somebody to talk to, and I had to learn that.
But when we say we have to have someone to talk to, some people don't want to hear the truth. So when you see and marvel and admire when Planet Fitness puts up that logo or that slogan, no critics or whatever, you're like, yes, I can work out without feeling judged. But the reality, too, of it is that some people, they don't want to hear the areas that they have to work on.
Well,
you know.
Sick
you asked that question.
Sick and stricken shall be their portion because you crazy. I mean, I'm sorry, bad word. You are mentally disturbed.
Yeah, mentally disturbed,
if
mentally
anger
disabled.
is your first response, something is really ticking wrong. Yeah.
Cherie says mental health is very real. Miss Yolanda says most likely that's how her mom spoke to her as a child.
I was gonna
Exactly.
say that. Yeah,
right. Tiffany says a system of trauma from the roots of slavery that have turned a person to hate that in which they are. And in turn, the systems created to keep the Black and minority communities so disadvantaged have continued to keep trauma very present and have caused so many people to live in only that. And it has become a vicious cycle in which it was created to do. It was meant to keep each person in that cycle. Cherie says exactly, TD, you need someone to listen. And so I agree with all of that, but I would love for us to start on this show encouraging people to be self-aware. Take time to get to know yourself. Like you said earlier, you can't always point the finger at somebody else. It could be you. It literally can be you.
It could be you.
Yeah.
And most times it is.
Wow.
Most times it is.
Yeah.
We can make a view out of anything and be totally off the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
You can. I mean, it's hilarious, but it's real. You can look at 34 in that football on the wall and make it whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
And we know that's Walter Payton. We know who that is, but somebody be like,
nah.
Hershey Walker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
No, Franco Harris, Walter Payton. And so that's what we have too. So self-awareness,
I'm huge on self. The Bible even says, that you should, be self-aware and to study and to show yourself approved. And then there's another verse that I'm thinking of is coming to me. It says, when you think that you're more than what you really are, you're a fool.
Whoa.
I believe that's Galatians 6:3. I believe that's Galatians 6:3.
Say that again.
When you believe you're more than what you are, I'm paraphrasing, but you can go to, you're a fool. You're nothing. In fact, I believe the King James Version says you're nothing. That there is no God, right?
Somebody bigger than you.
Yeah. And I think that too has become a reason why we're so messed up in the head. We don't think we need to work on ourselves. Now, I'm not saying it's for the person that struggles tremendously with insecurity and low self-esteem. You do need to be built up. But for those of us who are just foolish in our thinking and don't think that there is something that you need to be working on, you're a fool.
You're a fool.
You're a fool. And I like what you said. You said that it's your fault more than likely. It's your perspective.
Yeah. Your choice and the chance you took. It pretty much started the whole ingredients.
Yeah. I mean, because look at
Get that old seasoning doc.
but look at it.
The water.
You ever went somewhere and knew of somebody, but you really didn't have a relationship with them, and you like, why are you looking at me like that? Like, what's your deal?
Yeah,
you
already think of something about me, and you don't even know me.
Yeah. I don't have no type of relationship with me outside of hey.
Crazy. And that starts racism. That starts mental problems.
Yep.
Because now you looking defensive going out.
Yep.
So everything is negative.
Just be nice to people.
And this sun is shining too hard.
Every day you get up, it's a day to change something.
Yeah.
So why be angry? People became millionaires one day. You know what I'm saying? God have blessed people in one day. You just got to wake up.
What you say? Come on,
Do
Reverend.
something
Come
good.
on.
Do
You just gotta wake up.
Come on.
I ain't going.
You finna close this?
Yeah, you finna
close it
close
out.
this down. I saw it on him. I saw it on him. I saw it on him. Yeah. Is that a C shot?
Where you at, Pop? Come on, Robert.
Susan says, say it, Sister Angie. Yes. Milton says that's a real problem in the black community. The same people who saved us are the same people who taught us in school. Yeah, we don't have the same type of educators.
No.
Kay Bunn says the pandemic has escalated a lot of mental and social concerns in society. Absolutely, Kay. It has several people to isolate. We have to check on our people at all times and promote wellness programs. Yes, that's huge, Kay. Thank you so much for that.
This is my confirmation because True Love is actually, we do Tuesdays and Fridays. We don't call them senior citizens. We call them seasoned citizens. And they come to the church from like 10 to 2 and they just hang out and do whatever. They even do like, we put a TV, we gonna mount it and everything. So as far as the church, it won't just be
right.
We're gonna move the chairs and help somebody. You know what I'm saying? So and that's how I go.
That's good.
And when God blesses us, that'll be the place where these things actually
And that's what
go down
I want to do, that round table.
in our community.
We're going to do a round table.
Yeah, we're working on a round table piece to where we just a round table, chairs, maybe even tables.
With the youth, yeah.
And we want to hear from our youth.
I love that when y'all doing that.
I talked to
To be more information coming, but we've already broke ground and talked to a few people.
That's good.
Reach out
I got
to
a
where
couple of
we
coaches
can
going to bring they team.
Yeah.
So we just want to hear from the young.
Round
From the
table.
youth.
It makes me so happy. But I just
we made it. We was talking last week. We was like, what was it that kept us? This not just now. It's just more exposed due to technology and opportunity. We didn't have cameras on site of fights and shootings. And not knowing we didn't have actual. We had beepers. Hello backwards. You know what I'm saying?
I love you. 173170771.
You got to listen to.
You got to find out how they're getting it and what is it that they're receiving. Somebody's telling them something. Information is being spread. It is a visual error now.
It's mental, T. So in meeting that we had, Nick said, Pastor Miller said that, he's a teacher, if I'm not mistaken. He's a teacher. He said that, a gentleman came into class and he was very, disruptive. Oh, excuse me. When he came into class, you don't know what this man then went through at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So instead of him just yelling at him and saying, hey, sit down, stop, acting a fool in here, he said, he took him outside and just said, hey, man, what's wrong? He said, man, they just killed my brother. Not knowing. Not knowing. And he said, he said that to say, I have to listen before I can react.
All the time.
Got to listen before you react.
And that's common. That's common, especially at the school I serve and work for. I mean, I've had so many students come in. It's 7:45 in the morning. They sit in the cafeteria. Hey, good morning. What's up with you? Nothing. What's wrong with you? My brother just got shot this morning. It's 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Definitely.
First off, why are you here?
Yeah.
They
needed the outlet.
Right.
Needed the outlet.
So, and I had to learn that the school
Fresh air.
was actually
safe haven. It's
right.
a safe haven.
Right. I had to learn
For
that.
some, it still is. Now, they make it outside the building, but it was the school for us.
Yes.
It was a lot going on, but it was still the camaraderie. We was rushing. We was getting up in the morning to get to school. Early.
Yep. Yes, you were excited.
What I'm wearing, right, what I'm wearing.
Yes.
Expectation.
Yes.
So we have to bring that electricity back to those areas.
Well, I think that I like that. I think that they don't mind being together, but I will say this, and this is on the hiring part. Austin ain't like Garfield. Garfield ain't like Roseland. Roseland ain't like Hyde Park. And so a lot of times what I'm seeing in educational systems, and this is no shade to anybody who has been laborious in trying to obtain their education, but if the smaller communities aren't synonymous to the one right next to it, why do we keep going out hiring people from Tucson, Arizona and Boise, Idaho to deal with our kids?
Whoa, that was good.
Whoa.
Somebody help me understand
bringing a
that.
foreigner to teach us foreign things instead of a person next door who can teach how to get to the next door.
Right. Because if Chicago has its different subdivisions, and we are already identified that it is one of the most segregated cities in the U.S., and here it is, you bring somebody outside of Illinois to come and teach your child and ain't got the slightest clue
of what's going on.
Yeah.
That's the problem Chicago has. You look at the police department.
Absolutely. Kim Wasabi says that's where some of the best school systems are, though. Yeah, could be. It depends on the passion of the teacher. Sometimes teachers are so passionate about what they've learned, book or context wise, but you can't teach what you don't know. And
That's
if them
right.
kids don't know that you care about them,
That's right.
and are really and truly there for them,
We showed them. We showed them in school like, oh, you a substitute? Oh, you finna get it. Ain't no work today getting done. I feel sick. Oh, Mr. Perry office. What's wrong, Terry? Oh, my stomach don't feel good. Go to the nurse for 2 periods. That's all you need? No.
It is 10 o'clock, y'all.
oh my God, we had a really good
Oh,
conversation.
my God. That went so fast.
It went fast. But
Y'all
I
talk a
enjoyed
lot.
it. What? Was we talking by ourselves, TK?
No way.
Y'all talk a lot.
That mean we.
Who?
We.
Who?
W-E-E. We. Listen, you all, to our music fans, you all let the people know that have music. Let us know we want to play. We're going to look in to see some more avenues of music. But those that have new music or you just want your music played, again, we ask for a professional music sent to us so that we would be gladly and excited to play your music. Chicago, outside Chicago, wherever you are, let them know that we're playing music here and having conversation, music and conversation. And while we're talking, your song will be played in between conversations.
How can they send their music to you?
Oh, great question. Church Chicago, 2 words, CHurCHicago 2017 at gmail.com. Church Chicago, 2 words, 2017 at gmail.com. Tiff, if you on there, lock it down for us. Put it on
please put it in the comments box, Tiffany.
all our information.
Y'all getting a lot of love.
We getting love.
See, I said y'all talk a lot. They was like, y'all did a great show.
Yeah, thanks, Cherie. Thanks so much, Kay and Susan.
Tiff, all our outlets, all of them.
Put them on there. We thank you all so much
Tiff
for
popping
listening
back
to
up
us.
right on time. Look at Tiff. Thank you, Tiff.
Yes. And thank you, DJ. Even though you were a little quiet today, we're hoping that...
Yeah, something going on. DJ is going to be all
we
right,
already
man.
know.
We don't know. We don't know, man.
I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest.
Listen at him.
Blessed by the best. You know the rest. Blessed by the blessed. And you know the rest. Well, we join the squad. We're blessed by the best. And you know the rest. Church Chicago Power Hour.
Until next time, keep it positive, stay aware, and we love you.
2 times.
Holla.
Yeah.
pushing more. The devil don't know I'm